Ba-da-bum! Hey guys, and welcome to Age of Mythology Retold. This is my first look at it. I haven't gotten any impressions from any other content creators, from any single gameplay videos or anything, except of course a few clips here and there on Twitter and such from Age of Empires themselves. Now this is a game I've been super hyped for a long time, ever since it was announced, maybe even before it was announced. We did have the Age of Mythology Extended Edition in 2014, I believe. And I did have a stellar time, if you will, playing through the campaigns, all the prostagma and so forth, except maybe the Chinese expansion, which, by the way, I think is not even involved or included in this remake. However, you can find all that stuff on the YouTube channel, so just search for TheViper and Age of Mythology campaign. Obviously, I'm going to replay all the campaigns and all that stuff in Age of Mythology Retold, see how they've done it. But otherwise, we're just going to have a quick look now to see how the game is looking, get some first impressions, and see what I think, essentially. So without further ado, let's go in. The first thing that happens when you open a game is you're presented with like all these kind of like pre-settings that you fixed. So that's something I've already done before you see this. But first impression as well, menu looks very clean. You have a little bit small information box down here. As you can see, Freyr DLC is something that's going to be released. I'm not sure if it's released on launch actually, but either way, there's already a DLC coming or happening. Which makes sense, they should release the game with some new content, right? It's probably paid content though, so it's easy to find what you want to find. Skirmish, you jump in, you have all the things you could expect that to find in the game. You can find multiplayer if you want to play ranked, if you want to just browse games, if you want to host your own game, quick match even. And as you can see, there will be ranked and leaderboards as you have in Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 4. I imagine they're going to use the same servers as well, so this type of cross-continent gameplay should be a lot better compared to before. Maybe I'll try my best to climb the leaderboards as well, quite high as the game goes on. We'll see about that. Otherwise, you can also access your replays. As you can see, I don't have any replays yet, but hopefully that's going to change as well. Otherwise, in the top menu, you have tech tree, for example. This is, in my opinion, extremely well presented. If you have any question marks about any of the gods or what they can do and provide to you, it's so easy to just open the tech tree. First of all, you have like a small description of what they do well on paper. Now, these descriptions are not always what you should follow, but as you can see, for example, Poseidon, cavalry and economy focused, militia spawn from raised buildings, cavalry caravans and myth units plus 0.4 speed, and so forth. And this will be the same for every other god in the game. On the right side here, you see as well what happens in each age. You have the Archaic Age. I want to call it Dark Age, coming from Age of Empires 2, but it is what it is. And that also shows you what kind of god powers, what units you get access to through the ages. And if you're not sure about what of these are god powers, units, and so forth, they have this little legend thing in the bottom right. You just click it and it will show you all the outline color of what is what. Everything is also so well described. It's hard to miss what the purpose is, if that makes sense. Let's be real, there's a lot of things here. It's very easy to get overwhelmed, but at least this gives you kind of a clear way to read and understand and know what each god does. Another great feature here is the learn screen. If you click on the learn screen, it will be, first of all, a ton of history about absolutely everything, which is pretty cool. But you'll have in the bottom right all the related articles to each pantheon. There's a lot of history as well. If you want to just click anyone, there's so much to read there if you have the interest in that. Personally, this is not something I really tend to read, but what I do find very nice is if you click on units, for example, you have all the units in the game, all the heroes, every single unit and building and everything in the game is here. Now again, this is also very overwhelming. There's a lot of information here, but let's click Achilles here, right? You will be presented every information you possibly could need about Achilles. His hit points, his crush armor, hack armor, pierce armor, speed, hack damage, rate of fire. Every single thing is here, even his age and his occupation. They have like these fun facts about each unit as well here. Diet, doesn't eat, but may gain energy from emotions such as fear, for the Anubite, for example. Essentially, if there's a unit you're fighting and you're after the game, you're not sure what did that unit do, how strong is it, blah, blah, blah. All the details are found in the learn tree. And like I said, the same goes for buildings. It shows you all the tech that the armory has, for example. Everything you can get in the barracks. All the information is there. It just takes a hell of a long time to read it, but it is there. You have 300 hit points. That's obviously how much damage needs to be removed from your health pool until the unit dies. Crush armor is more the damage that you would receive from units such as mangonels or rams that are more geared towards doing damage to buildings. Hack armor is your armor against generic melee damage such as from axes and swords, for example. Pierce armor also goes without saying, arrow fire from ranged units. Then you have the speed, of course, how fast the unit moves across the field. And then, of course, hack damage, how much damage you deal with your axe and sword. and rate of fire, how fast you will fire or hack your sword, if you will. And if we're going to show a range unit as well, you can see the pierce damage here. Also, it says 80%, which I believe is the accuracy of the ranged unit. So it's not going to be 100% accurate, like, for example, in Age of Empires 4. And it also shows how many number of projectiles are fired from this unit. But it looks very nice, and all the information you could possibly want is here. If you want to read about Fork Boy, for example, it's also there. Or the Laser Bear. There's also UFO in Age of Mythology, because we are not alone. Special ability, shoot the lasers. They're having some fun with Age of Mythology as well, and I'm happy about that. Monkey raft memes. Water wet, wet water make fur wet. Monkey hate wet fur, monkey make raft. Raft keep monkey dry, monkey love raft. And of course, there will be a lot of mods as well. The mod center, probably similar to Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 4, and you can adjust and change things as you will, and install probably a lot of great mods as the time passes by. Of course, the game will look a lot better than before, especially if you put things into mythical, as naturally it will be the best quality. Yeah, you have a lot of customizability in terms of what is going to be good for you. You can immediately auto-queue villagers at game start, for example. I know there's a lot of controversy about auto-queuing, but Age of Mythology has always had it, since I played it at least, so there you go. In the sound as well, you have this narrator volume, which I really appreciate. I, for one, who has played a lot of campaigns, to be able to differentiate the narrator volume to the actual game volume is massive. And in the hotkeys as well, you have so much customizability in terms of how you want to cast your god powers, how you want to cancel queues. There's just everything you could possibly ask for. The game is also quite suited for Xbox gameplay, for example, as you can see here. So this is coming out on Xbox. For someone who has a little bit of experience in Age of Empires, I think this is a 10 out of 10 when it comes to just overview for me as a player. I think for a new player, again, it can still be a bit messy to find out where you're supposed to go to do this and that. But I'm very happy with the way the menu and interface here looks like. But how does the game itself play? You do have a lot of options here. You can customize how you want to play, the difficulty level of the AI, for example, starting resource, game speed, things that you have come to expect from Age of Empires in particular. You can even disable Titans if you want to. You can even disable bonuses here, which is essentially like a handicap, and give them extra or worse performance on the units and buildings and whatnot. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but you can also even disable military auto-queue, which I don't remember if that was possible. I know villager auto-queue was there, but was military? I think military was as well. Let's see how the game plays out. So as we're loading into Savannah here, you will see from the start, since I have toggled that villagers auto-produce from the start, they have started doing so. The land is too small for all of us, I suggest you surrender now. And this is apparently the high quality icons. I'm going to try to see if I can change that. Okay, never mind. As you can see, we're following the grid control groups, and as you have all the heroes as you would expect from the Greeks, with Jason, Heracles, Odysseus, and Bellerophon. Game sounds great. Selecting things, I can zoom with the mouse wheel, zoom in and out. Ooh, whoa, you can get really close. That's definitely a visual upgrade compared to the game I played many years ago. And ooh, this is a bit weird. Okay, it works now, but I was able to click around on the berry bush without it actually hitting the berry for a while there. But it works, yeah. I mean, it feels good to play. I mean, I don't know I'm playing single player. There's no opponents here. And I do have the quality turned to highest. But so far it feels good. Also, you can now use F control groups to use for if I want to use the bolt. Can I hit the bird? I cannot, unfortunately. But yeah, you can use F keys to use them immediately, quickly, without having to go up there and manually click the icon. What you can also do in... What? Oh. What's also nice is that once you select a villager, you don't have to click a key to get into a menu to build things. It's just there. It's just there, and you have also things like Seek Shelter, which has recently been added to Age of Empires 2. This was something that was possible from the start in Age of Empires 4, and Age of Empires 2 has added it, as has Age of Mythology now. So a nice and easy way to hide your villagers if you need to. Otherwise, gameplay is obviously quite similar to other things, and for those who aren't aware of the mechanic, with herdables, there might be an argument to not eat them ASAP, because as you can see, this goat, he is increasing his food count slow and steady, so you might want to keep them alive for a while. it can go maximum up to 300. So if you keep them alive, obviously you can maximize the amount of food that these guys will give you over time. I have the habit of producing villagers, even though I have auto-queue. It's hard to get used to not doing that. Otherwise, visually, I think the game looks pretty fine. What I would be a little bit concerned about is clarity if there's a lot of units on the field. Something I tend to be quite worried about sometimes when I play RTS games that are supposed to have like really high graphics, if you turn the graphics all the way up, is visual clarity of units. Because RTS games for me often are played better as low graphic units. As you can see here, I'm eating the goats now on very low food compared to what they could be. It's a decision you have to make in the game, which is a nice strategic decision in my opinion. Or gives you an option rather. Construct a farm from the town center? I guess you can build farm. Wait. Notice here, this says construct a farm. This is around the town center. Send live. This seems like a very friendly feature. You can click this. It will apparently send all your livestock to your town center, which is pretty cool. And imagine this is if you have enough wood. I think I need a mill for this. No, that's not a mill. If I build a mill, it should give me access to building farms. So if I click here then... Oh, this does show age 2. I'm gonna collect some gold now and build a temple and we're gonna check it out. Speaking of the goats being upgraded, you also have husbandry here, which is a way to fatten the herdables faster. And also makes the villagers gather from them faster. So as you can see, gather work rate for food 25%. And it adds more food carry capacity as well. And the work rate for herdables plus 10%. So definitely an upgrade worth considering. And as I said previously, using the god powers with controls is quite easy and nice now. Another cool thing is, it's gonna be reusable. As you see, I have a 65 cost here, but you can see the green color is fading towards the left. And once that is all gone, I'm gonna be able to use my god power once again. In the previous iteration, you were only able to use the god powers once through the whole game. Now that has changed, and in my opinion, that is a really cool thing. Not only does it give you more fun, because using god powers is fun, let's not kid ourselves. This is an interesting graphic, by the way. I'm not sure if this is how it's supposed to be, but okay. I'll let that one slide for now. But it also gives the devs a way to try and balance the game by balancing god powers, duration, cost, and so forth. I also think, if I'm not mistaken, that the cost will increase the more you use it. So keep that in mind. It looks like he's about to chase properly, but once he gets closer, he starts stuttering. Alright, let's hope it's just that unit. Another thing worth noting is, as we're going to advance to the second age here, we're going to pick our minor god, and of course, depending on where you go, this is probably where Age of Empires 4 took their inspiration from landmarks from a little bit, where as you decide to age up, you have to pick either this or that. And depending on what you pick, you get different bonuses or access to different units. And that's also one of the things that really makes Age of Mythology very fun for me, the decision making in the whole process of aging up. And this is also something that can help balance the game if there's any balance issues. Like you can just, like if this god is too strong, Athena for example, you can just make it, okay, Athena, we're gonna add 50 food cost to aging up with Athena, for example. So we'll pick Athena here, 400 food, Goddess of Wisdom and Strategy, focuses infantry, and we'll get access to the Minotaur, for example. We'll get the Restoration God Power, which will heal units and repair buildings, siege weapons, and ships belonging to me or my allies. And of course, a couple of different technologies as well. If you do start to age up, it will get queued up behind your auto-producing villagers initially. What's cool is that after the age up has happened as well, the auto-queuing will continue, so that TC will never be idle unless you're missing the resources. As you can see now, I have regained 65 faith, so I can use my Thunderbolt Lightning Strike once again. We're going to use it on the scout here. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. Actually, it took fire. That's cool. And now my Thunderbolt next time is going to cost 70 faith. So yeah, the more you use it, the more expensive it gets, and it has a countdown. Oh, they have monkeys. I'm a guy that loves decision making in RTS, and just the fact that they give you countdowns now and reusable god powers adds another aspect of decision making in terms of when to use things, how often to use it, and so forth. So this is a very welcome change in my books. Now we have reached age 2 as well, and we're going to try the construct a farm feature. My guess is that it's just going to make a farm and have a villager come to it. Oh, I was wrong. You have to click there and then place the farm. Very interesting that they put the farm on the town center. You can obviously just select the villager as well. And as you can see, they've also added the auto farm. That's gonna be controversial. They've added auto farm to Age of Mythology as well. Essentially what that means is you can select a farm, hover over a town center or a mill, or a granary in this case. You hold shift, you can just spam click, and it will place the farms neatly around the town center. Auto farm was a big topic in Age of Empires 2 most recently, and let's see if it's going to be a topic here as well. What I need for next age. Army or market. G. First impression so far, I think the game looks pretty nice. Again, I'm not the guy that plays RTS games based on their looks anyway, and I might even lower the quality of the looks in this game as well. But actually, the way it looks right now is something I could see myself playing with. Another thing they've added to Age of Mythology Retold is something they refer to as the Wonder Age, but from my understanding is simply building your wonder. I mean, it's very expensive, 5,000 food, 5,000 wood, 5,000 gold, and it takes 5,400 seconds to build it with one villager. However, if you build this wonder, it will advance you to the Wonder Age, and this will mean that your god powers will be cheaper, and I'm not sure if it also makes them that you can use them more often. But yeah, I mean, it better be good given the fact that it's costing 15,000 resources. So that's something I'm excited to try out as we get further in the game. We're gonna advance once again, and we're gonna proceed towards the Hydra as we research Dionysus, god of wine and celebration. Focus health and cavalry, and enable the Hydra. They have added quite a few accessibility features, as you saw in the settings earlier, so I highly recommend you guys to check that out as well. That's one of the things they also mention when it comes to advertising the game. There's so many things you can do, and as we see now, we got a beautiful little Hydra. Oops, I don't know why I jumped over there, but okay. Our little bad boy has one head for now, and it looks really nice. I have to be honest, the game looks sweet. The idea is that he gets to this point where there are more than one head on his head. We're just going to send him across to our opponents, see if we can do some damage. Let's build a fortress. Does it say anywhere how much you need to kill? Oh. I said I was going to send the Hydra over to get some more heads, but I may have overestimated myself and underestimated my opponent. But I can see we got 2 heads from the fight here so far. But we also died. It is what it is. I'm gonna make some more Hydras, and we're gonna change that. I do not condone cheating. I'm doing this for educational purposes only. We're gonna advance to the next stage, and Hera. Let's go this one. Hera has given me too much pain in Age of Empires 2 that I can ever play that hero here, I think, anymore. In this game, you can also use the, I call it auto farm feature of like placing buildings in the same location. By holding shift and house, I can spam click now and they will just build houses next to each other, right? Within reason, of course. Like if there's a little bit of access around, it will place it right next to it. Like it will, the building will snap essentially to the next building. But yeah, the game feels nice to play. It feels nice to click around. It's pretty, and it gives me a lot of flashbacks to the good times where I was playing a lot of these types of games. Oh, look at this! I'm building my wonder. We're gonna see what kind of impact it has on my god powers. Yeah, game looks great. We got a Titan as well, or Colossus rather, not a Titan. Sorry. And I'm just gonna continue trying to get some more Hydras on the field. I want to make sure I get some extra heads on these bad boys because they look so cool. Visually, the game still looks great to me. Definitely feel the upgrade. I'm not sure about the pathing here when they're changing locations for the group. But this one goes all the way there to continue walking up. That's all about the formations, right? So pathing in this game might suffer from the Age of Empires DNA. This looks a bit frustrating. Just go to the closest point. You don't have to go all the way there before you start walking forward. Okay, we'll deal with those frustrations later. Wonder takes a long time to build though. I imagine multiplayer will still have some lag, especially if you play cross-continent. If I, for example, play against a player from South America, we're probably going to be placed on either East US server or like West US server to make the ping as fair as possible for both of us. And That is obviously a great way to do it, so you can have more opponents to play against, and both players be on sort of equal terms. Town centers can be built, as always, on the settlements. Have they... Is there a way to build town centers? Wait. You can't build town centers. Town center built over settlement. Why can't I build a town center here? What's the difference between the... Ooh, okay. This is something I'm learning here. My experience was you could only build town centers on settlements, but apparently now you can build town centers out in the wild. Looks like it builds slower. I have 6 villages on this, only 2 villas on this. No, it's just because of the health being higher. There's 2400 HP on the settlement town centers, while it is 1200 HP on the village town centers. Let's see, maybe there's some explanation here. So village centers can train villagers and can be built anywhere on the map, but do not provide most of the other benefits that town centers do. You can only build village centers starting in the classical age. There's probably going to be plenty of these things that I rediscover as well, like the village center. I wonder what benefits it doesn't, that the regular settlement has, that the village center does not provide. Because I also saw it had like range damage or pierce damage, so it must shoot arrows. It can garrison 15 units. You can make villagers and you can make heroes from it. So I'm not sure exactly what is the difference between this and a regular... Oh, it looks like villager produce slower. That's something I should mention. Construct a village... Okay, now okay, I found information at last. I've been hoovering everywhere, but now it says construct a village center here or placed over a settlement to construct a town center instead. Town centers are stronger, work faster, and support population. So essentially the village center produces villagers, it has the same cost as a settlement or a town center, but it works slower. And it also does not give you population. Again, this is one of the things where I'm like, okay, I'm happy about this. This will provide another strategic option for you to build. I guess there's like a limit, you cannot build them within the circles, or is that the range where they can attack? I guess it's like their attack radius. Okay, I think that's the fair balance for this. And like I said, it gives players another way to potentially make strategic decisions to impact the game. And the more there are of those, the better I think it is for a game like Age of Mythology. Omniscience. 5,500 gold. God grants you the ability to see all enemy units. Oh, I don't have any faith. Go to the temple, guys. We need some faith. That's what... what's his name? Yeah, to have faith, the faith. I don't remember the name of the singer. It is what it is. Bellerophon. I also can only have one of each hero, which makes a lot of sense. Another thing I also want to just point out quickly is the sound. I think the sound sounds amazing. So, cannot complain at all about that. The music is great. Now, I haven't tried campaigns yet. I've heard some, or read on Reddit, that apparently people are not too happy with like how Arcantos looks now, for example, or the sounds of the voice actors. We'll see about that. I mean, I can't imagine Arcantos with a different voice than he had in the original campaigns, so I'm curious how I'm gonna respond to that case. The Wonder is almost done. We're gonna have to pay attention to the top side here when we reach the moment of the Wonder being finished. Plenty Vault. Vault of the Gods that generates unlimited wealth for whomever captures and controls it. This one you want to make sure you keep safe because the enemy will be able to take it. I don't know, just looking at this and like going through the game and refreshing my mind about how the game is as the Wonder is about to finish, it makes me really excited to play this game. To play this game again. As I've missed this and I'm very excited. Okay, so whoa! This Wonder, what does it not have full HP? 9989. We're missing 10 HP, man. We can't repair it. Wait, how did it take damage? Doesn't matter, anyway. So we have the Wonder now. And I am now in the Wonder Age. As you can see, it says a 5 there now. I wonder if it gives me anything else than just cheaper god powers. But yeah, as you can see now, suddenly this got a 75% discount. It was 200, but now it's only 50. And next use will be 100. This is now 20. Next use will be 22. What about the bolt? Okay, let's go attack something. I want to see how expensive the bolt is on the next one. It says cost 19, but it says 18 up there, but it also says 19. What's attack move here? Oh, that's... Wait, what? There's no attack move? Oh, there. Space? Oh, that doesn't feel right. I'm gonna have to change that. But yeah, that also came back really fast. I'm using the bolt. Next use is 20. And look how fast it goes down as well now. If you have the resources to get to the Wonder Age, I think you can have some epic battles with your opponents. Because looking at this... Oh, so now we're getting the Hydra heads. Love it. Love it. I think we can go up to 5, right? This one has 4. This is just something else. I don't know why Age of Mythology didn't take off from a competitive sense, like Age of Empires 2 did, for example. But I think it is so cool. There's so many cool features or possibilities with Age of Mythology. Okay, let's use the bolt again. Next cost is 21. It says 22 when I hover, but it says 21 as well, so I'm a bit confused about that. But yeah, Wonder Age seems OP. If you're able to get to Wonder Age, you're in a great spot, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that's insane, actually. Oh, the golden Hydras, they have the golden armor. That looks nice. Fortification, good versus human soldiers. Not good against Hydras, though, I'll tell you that much. Oh, we have the 5 heads on every single one of them. Buildings collapsing also looks pretty nice. I think we're gonna absolutely wreck. I mean, we already have god powers again. This is insane. Wonder Age is broken. You heard it here first. And my opponent is a noob. This gives me satisfaction, though. I have to say. Seeing my Hydras with 5 heads, absolutely crushing. My childhood joy comes out to play. So, first impressions on just like a simple 1v1 skirmish. I would say I will, if I saw this and then before I start thinking about multiplayer or campaign, I would feel very optimistic. The game runs well on my computer, at least. I mean, I have a pretty strong computer. Music sounds great. Visually, I think is a very good upgrade and it looks very nice. And it plays nice. And they've added a lot of cool features and hotkey customization. So this is a lot of praise right now without actually having played the game properly. But I'm just probably biased because I love Age of Mythology and I'm hyped to play it. So yeah, biased, but so far impressions are very, very good. Also, I have not touched the tutorials. They will probably be pretty good for people that want to learn the game. But yeah, Fall of the Trident is the story of Arcantos, the Atlantean hero. I'm going to start it just to see how it looks like and the voice and how Arcantos looks like. Let's just click here and see what happens. Athena appears in a dream to set Arcantos upon his quest. Again, looks so much better than the original mythology. It's insane. One shot.
That looked like Theris. It has been a long time since you sent him to the underworld, Arcantos. Fighting old battles again?
Yes, old enemies. I still see them here.
You have won more battles for Atlantis than can be counted. Faced opponents no other man.
I don't think it sounds bad.
That looked like Theris. It has been a long time since you sent him to the underworld, Arcantos. Fighting old battles again?
Yes, old enemies. I still see them here.
You have won more battles for Atlantis than can be counted. Faced opponents no other man dared fight.
That was long ago. Today, Atlantis' enemies live only in my dreams. I face feeble pirates now.
Is that what you believe?
He has a little bit more raspiness to his voice. I'm gonna skip just to see how it looks next. But voice actors and graphics in the intro looks completely fine to me and it sounds fine. But obviously it's different than what we used to from the originals. Oh, the water looks so good.
Caster, stay here.
The Watcher in the water. Yeah, okay. I mean, I probably prefer the way it sounded in the past, but I mean, like, this is it's not a big deal, right? It's still somewhat similar. And
The Atlantean army is on the way. Defend the harbor until they arrive.
I still, it's not
Arcantos is a hero.
not a problem,
and
right?
very effective at killing
The
myth
text
humans,
is kind of
such
blurry.
As the Kraken.
Why is that? Something I'm gonna have to investigate.
Well
anyway,
done.
I just
We
wanted to have a
should
quick look.
prepare ourselves for more
The
attacks.
Watcher looks, or the water octopus, whatever you want to call it. The Kraken is the name. Looks great as well. I will play through the whole campaign from start to finish, every single mission on my channel, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. But I just want to have a quick look now to see what it felt like. But obviously, I'm going to be streaming this game a lot, so make sure to check out my channel, twitch.tv/TheViper. There'll be a lot of Age of Mythology, Retold, multiplayer there as well, both team games and 1v1, ranked matchmaking as well, and of course, campaigns. So yeah, all in all, first impressions, without having played multiplayer, very, very satisfied. Obviously, again, I've barely touched the surface of the game. I might be finding a lot of issues as I play the game, both pathfinding, maybe some mechanics, the way units work, maybe balance issues. Maybe in multiplayer as well, I have a lot of trouble with ping, servers being bad. I will not know that right now, but my first impressions from clicking around in the game and just seeing what it looks like. Again, Age of Mythology has been one of my all-time favorite games in Age of Empires. And Age of Mythology Retold looks to be doing honor on a legacy of Age of Empires mythology. So I'm very excited for this. There'll be a lot of gameplay and videos coming your way on the channel. But for now, we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and like, and stay tuned for more Age of Mythology Retold coming your way.